Hey everyone, it's Nate here with Element Van Life. I wanted to do my Tuesday Q&A video, guys. I do these every other Tuesday for now. The way it works, if you have any questions, just post them below in the comment section and I will answer them in the next Tuesday Q&A video. The next one, guys, today's the 9th. The next one will be on the 23rd of August. So let's get started, guys. We got a lot of great questions here to go through, so here we go. First one comes from My Life on Wheels. He says, hey Nate, have you tried cleaning your solar panel off? It could just be a little dirty. In my last video, I made a reference to my solar panel not putting out the right amount of power. Just an update on that. I think that it was just because I was parked in the shade for the whole day. I don't think it had anything to do with the solar panel, so I think everything is okay. And should be good to go. As long as I get a sunny day every couple of days, I'll be fine. We'll see how it goes from there. But he did ask, have you tried cleaning off your panel at all? I do clean it off, not as frequently as I should. I'm kind of lazy with it, but I do. I'll wipe it down with just like a water paper towel with some water on it, and just kind of clean it off to help keep some of the dirt and stuff from building up on there. Especially here in San Diego, guys, because it hasn't really rained at all in over 3 months. We've seen like some drizzle and stuff, but in terms of like a good rain to wash off the element, it hasn't really happened. So I'll wipe it off every at this point, probably every few weeks or so. I should probably do it more frequently, though. It's a good question, though. Definitely something I'm thinking about. Texas Tramper asks, do you have a P.O. box for any viewers that want to send you any small items? I do have a P.O. box, guys. I haven't really put it out there yet because it expires in a few weeks, and I'm about to leave San Diego, and I don't know if I'm going to be back here or not. I'm sure I will at some point, but I don't know how long it's going to be, so I'm probably not going to renew that mailbox. I do have one in New Orleans as well, so if you're interested in sending me something, feel free to just shoot me a message and I'll send you the one in New Orleans, and then I'll somehow get it hooked up with me at some point. I will probably be back in New Orleans for at least a good portion of the winter. My plans are not 100% set just yet, but I'll keep you guys posted on that. But as of right now, I guess the true answer to that question is no. I really don't have one set up that is going to be long-term just yet. I will eventually, though, and I'll definitely make that available to you guys if you are interested in doing something like that. That would obviously be very appreciated. Kevin PDX1 asks, how do you do banking stuff with living the van life, like paying for bills and such? I pay for almost all of my bills online. Everything that I have, from any kind of credit card bill. I really don't use my credit card too much, but for stuff, basic purchases and stuff, I'll pay for it online. That's pretty much. I mean, my student loans are all online. Pretty much every bill that I have is paid remotely. My bank is a national bank. I bank with Chase, so they're pretty much available in most major cities. So I haven't really had any issues with that. New Orleans and here, they're everywhere. So, and I assume on the rest of the West Coast, don't really know. We'll see. Even so, I don't really need to go to the bank very often. I mean, if I have to like cash a check, which is pretty rare, I'll just do it online. I'll just use my phone and take a picture of it and deposit it that way. ATMs, I can go to really any ATM or do like cash back at a store if I need cash, but yeah, for the most part, it's completely remote. It's all paid for. I pay for everything online. I pay for all my bills that way. Health insurance, everything like that is all paid online. My collection of video games says, being a local from San Diego, we often travel to Mexico for vacation. I don't surf, but I know a lot of people that travel down south to surf, so my question is, are you planning on visiting Mexico while you're here? I was thinking about going down there at some point. I haven't made it down there just yet. I do have some friends that go down there occasionally. They haven't really now because it's still kind of the summertime and just busy with work, and the surf school is just crazy, so not really a lot of time to just go on a trip and go surf, but I would love to do it. I don't see myself doing it, though, in the next few months. My passport expired yesterday, unfortunately, so I got to get the process underway of getting that renewed. It's kind of expensive, though, so it's not really a priority for me at this very instant. I will get it done as soon as I can. So that's a problem number one. That's going to take at least 3 to 6 weeks, depending on if I expedite it or not, to get that. And then the second issue is just I'm not going to be here for much longer. I've got 2 or 3 more weeks here, guys, and then I'm going to be traveling. So doesn't look like surfing Baja is in the cards this time around, but at some point in the future, that is definitely something I would like to do. Heck, I'd even like to go down there for like a month or so and just hang out, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Lance Gaten says, question, what kind of mattress / sleeping pad brand, make, and model are you using? Looks pretty good, but I can't tell exactly which one it is. If you can share a link to where you purchased it, that would be great. Thanks. Keep on driving and stay safe. So, yeah, the mattress pad, it's called, it's Integrity Bedding Trifold Portable Foam Camping / Sleeping / Exercise / Sleepover Mat Pad. That's a pretty descriptive title. I didn't read that before I copied it there, but, but yeah, that's what it is. It's I got it on Overstock, and I'll place a link in the description. I found it on Overstock.com. I mean, the reason that I got this specific one, I actually Google searched 34-inch wide trifold mattress, and this is the one that came up, and it's 34 inches, and it just happened to be like the only one that I could find that was 34 inches in width. I think it's 3 inches thick, guys. It's pretty comfortable. I mean, I really don't have any issues with it. Like I said, I think I mentioned this before, but I'm a pretty deep sleeper, so overall but it works out pretty well for me, guys. Definitely would recommend it, you know, especially if you need the exact 34-inch width that I have here. So B4084514 asks, Nate, is that a new camera? It's not. I'm still using the same one. It's the LG G4. It's my Android phone. Excellent camera on it, guys. Definitely recommend it if you're an iPhone person and thinking about switching to Android, which isn't very common these days. But yeah, definitely same thing that I'm using there. And then she also said, I wonder when you are in and out of public places touching a lot of surfaces, just about the bacteria and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, I definitely try to wash my hands as much as I can. I use like public bathrooms all the time, so I definitely try to, you know, wash my hands and try to keep as clean as I can as much as possible. Definitely something I think about, especially after the whole MRSA thing. That definitely scared me a little bit, so I definitely try to keep as clean as I can, 100%. Dave Avery says, you have such a positive outlook, even in the face of adversity. What's your secret? I don't really know. I try to be as positive as I can. I mean, sometimes I'm actually kind of negative and it's not good. Definitely something that I'm working on. So definitely at this point, though, I feel like I'm happier with this lifestyle, so it makes it a little bit easier to be positive more frequently, you know. Definitely go through some negative times, though, as well. Definitely have the ups and downs, you know. He also said, side note, time for a haircut. This is the longest my hair has ever been, guys, at least since I was probably a really little kid, maybe like in grade school, you know. But yeah, longest it's ever been. It's getting like blonde from the sun and stuff, so I'm just kind of like seeing how it goes, you know. I think I'll probably cut it once I get out of California, but I haven't had a haircut in California yet, so I feel like I gotta at least stick to that. Wild and Living says, why not a full-size van? Well, when I was looking for a vehicle back in the, a couple of years ago, I bought this, I guess, just over 2 years ago now, back in July of 2014. And I was pretty, I was kind of just looking for a vehicle to start, and I had the idea of van living in the back of my mind, but I wasn't 100% set on it just yet. I loved the Elements because I knew that I could make it into a camper van, but I knew that I could also just use it as a daily driver that gets pretty decent gas mileage and is a perfect surf vehicle. You can fit all your surfboards in here and everything else. So that's why I chose the Element to start, guys. I also know it's pretty reliable, and I have a whole video about choosing a van to live in. If you check that out, I'll put a link to it somewhere over here, and you can check that out, and it'll go into more detail about specifically why I chose the Element. But yeah, I mean, full-size van is cool too, but I felt like at the time, like I said, I wasn't living in the van yet, so I would have felt, I guess, kind of weird driving around in like a big E350 just as a daily driver randomly for like a year and a half before I actually moved into the Element. So that was another thing as well. Even for a minivan, I felt kind of weird doing that too. But I just like the Element a lot too. I think it's really, really versatile and just an excellent overall vehicle. Aaron Parker said, I lived out of my van for 3 years in my early 30s. I did so frugally and taught myself to be a computer programmer during that time. I hope you enjoy this period of your life. You will look back on it someday and be thankful you did. Right on, yeah. Thanks for the words of encouragement, man. That's awesome. That's pretty much what I'm trying to do. Just save money and teach myself web development and some other skills so that I can earn money remotely and continue to travel at least, hopefully through my early to mid 30s, maybe even longer than that. We'll see. Who knows? Maybe forever. Dave is the way. He said, I applaud your courage to follow your vision. Too many zombies out there following the indoctrinated way of life. It's unfortunate that you have student loans, one of the biggest scams in the U.S. in my opinion. I can agree with you on that. but it is hard to convince people not to go that route. Yeah, at the time when I chose to go to school, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. You know, I feel like that's kind of the story of everyone, though, just kind of how it is. Question for next time: Why Louisiana? How did you decide to move there from Massachusetts? I suspect your university was there. Yeah, that's right. I went to Tulane University in New Orleans, and that's where I was at. And then I stayed there afterward and worked for like 3 years or so. So I was there for a while and fell in love with the city of New Orleans. Absolutely one of my favorite places in the world. I actually miss it a lot. I'm looking forward to going back there at least for a little while this winter. Do you expect to float/roam for the foreseeable future, or do you plan to stop and work for a few months at a time before continuing on? At this point, I really don't think I can float and roam full-time, non-stop. I simply don't have the income yet, from the different sources that I'm trying to build up, be it from YouTube or from, even from my freelance web development stuff. Obviously, that's the main thing that I'm trying to work on, but unfortunately, it's not enough to really support me. So what I'm doing now is just working as a surf instructor, saving the money. I'm going to try to travel for a month, maybe a month and a half, and then probably settle into a different city. Not really sure where that's going to be just yet, and get a seasonal job for the winter there, and work for a few months and try to save more money, and then travel, and just kind of keep doing that for a while until I can get the freelance web development thing underway and really start providing me with some serious income, and from YouTube and all the other sources that I'm working on here. And then once I have that, then I'll be able to travel full time. But yeah, the student loans definitely affect my ability to do that, though. That takes a huge portion. That's pretty much like my rent, so it is what it is for now, for at least a few more years. Tony P asks, do you save a lot of cash? Right now, I've been saving as much as I possibly can. I mean, as I'm working this surf instructor job, the money has been good. I mean, like I said, I mentioned this before, it beats the crap out of you. It's not an easy job, but I'm working a lot. It's very, very busy right now. So yeah, I've been saving as much as I can for now, but that'll stop in about 2 weeks or so, and then I just kind of need to coast through and travel for a month or so with the money that I've saved, and then go from there. Hugh Gwynn says, hey Nathan, love your videos. I own an Element as well and find your videos extremely helpful. Thanks. Yeah, right on, fellow Element owner. Thank you for making them and sharing with us. Let's see. He had a question. He said the question he has is about my sunroof acting as ventilation. Do I use any kind of netting to keep the bugs out, or does that pose a problem? That's a good question. About mosquitoes and stuff. I really haven't had any issues with the mosquitoes in the sunroof being open. I am in the city, and I'm in San Diego, where I don't think that there's that many mosquitoes. It's pretty dry, so I can imagine that when I go somewhere else, there might be more. But for the most part, guys, I'm urban camping, so when I'm stealth camping, when I'm urban camping, there's not really too many mosquitoes out there. I can imagine though if I go into like a boondocking type situation and I'm out in the wilderness, then I'm going to have more issues with that. And I haven't really thought of using a bug net. Maybe that's something I'll have to try to make at some point to help out. We'll see. I'll encounter the problem as it happens and see if I need to come up with a solution for it. But that is a good question, though. Definitely something to think about. Nor Cali Star Bobber says, dude, you seem like a super cool, down-to-earth dude. Thanks. He said, you ever thought of working as a commercial actor or for movies? Good luck to you. I never have thought of that before. I've had a couple of folks say that, yeah, the radio voice there. I don't know, I never really have thought of it. Maybe something to consider, maybe like podcasts or something like that. I don't know about commercial acting. I don't know. Definitely something maybe I'll think about in the future, but... Jen Wiz says, I love your videos, very inspiring. Thank you. Said I'm considering doing the van thing as well. I live in Brooklyn and pay $1,400 a month for rent for a really small one bedroom. Yeah, I can imagine it's very expensive. New York is insane in pricing for rent and stuff like that. He said, I was wondering if you have any student loans and if the lifestyle is helping you pay them off any faster. Yeah, I do have student loans, and I guess it's helping me pay them off faster. I think that if I really wanted to really go at it, I would just have to get some corporate job and a salary job for an extended period of time, and then just go 6 months non-stop, living as frugally as I can in the element and paying them off. That would probably be the fastest way to tackle it. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely nice not having to pay rent, because I'm able to kind of take some of that money and put it towards student loans. If I have anything extra, if I have you know, if I do settle into a steadier job, I'll have like a steady income and I'll be able to put more towards those student loans and pay them off in advance. But I do have them, and they will be there for a long time. And she also said, what was your major? I majored in Spanish language and literature and international relations. I had a double major. Johnny Peacock says, hey man, really love your videos. Thank you. Are there any certain places that you hope to travel in the near future? Yes, and I'm actually going to release a video probably in the next couple of weeks just about my specific planned route. I don't really have anything specifically planned just yet, but I am definitely going to Seattle, Washington, the Pacific Northwest. I've never been up there before, and I'm going to a concert at the Gorge on Labor Day weekend, so that is definitely on the agenda, and then whatever is in between there and whatever comes after that isn't really planned just yet. I also would really like to go to Yellowstone. I've never been there, so we'll see. Those two are on the agenda, and then after that, I'm not really sure. Matt said, why did you choose the Element over the Honda Odyssey, Toyota Sienna, or the Ford Transit Connect? I pretty much just answered that question before, but I'll go into a little more detail. I mean, I really like the Element over the Odyssey in terms of like reliability and stuff like that, especially some of the older Odysseys. I think I've mentioned that in a previous video as well. And then the Toyota Sienna is an awesome van. Out of those three, that's definitely my favorite. But yeah, I just at the time I had the Element. You know, I had the opportunity to get the Element for a good price with low miles. And, you know, all-wheel drive is another cool factor, and I didn't really know that I was going to be living the van life at the time, so I bought the Element as a vehicle primarily, you know, for me to get from point A to point B and all that, and as a cool surf vehicle and something that I can fit all my surfboards and all that in. And then I also knew that I could maybe convert it into a camper, and ultimately, after a year and a half, I did that, and I'm pretty happy with it overall. I think it's a little smaller than those three for sure, absolutely, but I'm okay with it for now. Down the line, Sienna, Transit Connect, Nissan NV200 are all options that I'm thinking about if I ever have to replace the Element, but yeah, for now that's kind of where I am. So that sums it up, guys. That's all the questions this week. For the next video, just feel free to post them below and I will answer it. Like I said, the next one will be on the 23rd of August. So thanks for watching, guys. Thank you guys for your support. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will talk to you all in the next video.